So back into the system then, I've got bank feeds that we're going to go through next. This is a nice and easy one, but we get it quite a lot and we have got a guide for, so please do reach out if you want the guide on this. I'll explain why we've got a guide for it now. So connecting your bank feed, it's got 3 steps, 3 very simple steps. You're going to go to cash management, your all tab, current accounts and edit, and then you've got a banking cloud tab. You'll see this connect button here. Step 2, you're going to get this screen and you're going to select your bank. Just use the search function if you need it, because I have actually had it before when I told a customer we don't have the bank, and then because I thought it wasn't on that screen. We haven't got their bank, and when I searched for it, it was there. So this is just, you know, showing the favorites. Do give it a search because it might be there in the background. And then from there, you're going to get taken to your bank then to enter your authentication and do your credentials. We can't help you with that. So that's why we give you the guide, because it kind of comes out of our hand then. It's not something we can do for you. It's just something that you're going to have to sort of look into. So again, I will quickly nip back to cash management just to show you. So I'll go cash management, go to my current accounts. And I go here. I go banking cloud, connect, and have a little search here. So this is my feed then. I think the one I was looking for was there, and yeah, you can have a look. If your bank isn't listed, we can obviously let us know and we can try and get in touch with them and try and see if they want to be listed. The last thing we're going to cover today is just your reconciliation. So this is what the bank reconciliation screen is going to look at. So most companies perform a reconciliation at the end of the month. You might want to match your transactions throughout the month, or even perform like a daily soft reconciliation and just have a little look what's in there. It's not a big process. You can just sort of log in and see what's in there and how your rules are getting on, and it can help eliminate a kind of month-end close procedure for you. Okay. If you've got the appropriate permissions, you can sort of close that reconciliation and submit. And before you finalise the reconciliation, you just need to make sure that all your transactions are entered into intact and that all sort of charge payoffs and things like that are all completed. Okay, important information on this one would just be wherever your account was created. So if it's a top level or entity level, that's where you need to perform your reconciliation. And you just need to bear in mind if there's any restrictions that are set up. So say, for example, I create the banks at top level and I've restricted one of my users down to entity level. They're not going to be able to do a bank reconciliation on that bank. They're going to need access to top level to do it. Okay. So there's 3 ways that you can sort of reconcile your account. You can do it manually, and that's just having, you know, your statement in front of you and seeing what's on the screen and just crossing it all off, really old school sort of style. You can import your bank file. So most banks will provide a CSV for you to import directly into Sage Intacct, or you can do the bank feeds that we've previously mentioned. Okay, you're going to see 3 states. So in your bank, you're going to see matched, partially matched, and unmatched. Okay, and I'm going to drop in now. Last thing I'm going to go for you is drop into bank reconciliation to show you that screen on there. Okay, so I am at top level. So that's where my banks were from earlier. I'm going to go into bank. I'm going to select my GBP bank. And all of this is filled in for me, but this is where you would be putting your statement dates. So if you've got a bank feed, then the dates are going to sort of fill in for you. But if you don't, you can just do your beginning balance, your end balance, and then whatever balance on your statement. I've just put £1 in to open up the reconciliation, but you can add, you know, obviously what's on the statement. I've imported some transactions here just so I've got some dummy transactions to show you. So I've got an import file there. This is how you would import your statement. So you choose it as a CSV file from here and be able to import the statement from there. And if you wanted to see whatever rule set you've got applied to that bank and what rules are working within that bank, you can click, and here's my rules that we just went through a bit earlier on. Okay, so let's press continue and open the bank. So what you're going to see now is you're going to see this sort of top line here. It will tell you anything that's unmatched. It will say anything that is matched. the unmatched amount there, and it will say anything that's sort of in the bank side that's unmatched. So you've got two sides. You've got the bank side, this will be your bank feed or your bank import, the bank side of things, and then tagged is going to be your side. So it's not going to be like all your open invoices, it's payments only. So anything that you've received a payment for or anything you've paid is here waiting for you to match off. Okay, what you'll also see across here is if you are connected to a bank feed, you can see, it will see there, it will say connected, and it will say when it was last updated, and what time it was updated and things like that. And you'll also see like a running total letting you know how much needs to be matched. So you've kind of got, that needs to be 0 in order for you to kind of finalize and match off to say what's left. Okay, so what you can do from this bank feed then is I can go through and I can match transactions. So if I go into my Intacct side, I can see that that says unmatched, matched or all. So if I click all and apply that filter, I can see here that there is an unmatched amount and a matched amount. So I'm looking at that matched amount and I'm looking at that amount in my bank and I can see another 575 and I actually think that's matched against the wrong thing. So what I'm going to do is press on it, I'm going to clear the transaction, my rule set has matched that when I didn't want it to, or I can unmatch the transaction, it will now go as unmatched. And what I can do then is I can press match and I can match it against the correct one that I actually wanted it to match to. So as you can see, if you set the rules on there and they don't match against something else, you can really easily just change that and match and unmatch things that are on there. Okay. The second thing that I can show you here is if I did want to get a journal, I say that's my payroll, I can click an action and I can go journal entry. What that will do is that will complete my journal for me. For the most part, I can scroll down here and say, actually, I want this to be a payroll journal. I want this to post to salaries. And then I can just press post and submit, or I can put it in draft. Okay, and I can get rid of that line then, and I'll keep working through here, matching transactions, creating journals. I can look at this amount here, and I can say this 15,000 is a funds transfer. We actually received that. It's again, it's populated the amount, the date, the account in it, and all I'm doing is saying where I've received that from. So I can say I've received it from this account and doing a funds transfer. So there's a lot you can do in a reconciliation and it'll just tick and tick away until it's completed.